Magnus Carlsen is striking back. Played with white at 9th round. So let's start. Magnus played with e4, Grandelius c5, knight f3, d6, d4, cd4, knight d4, knight f6, knight c3, a6. Both centralized pieces for Carlsen. Now queen d3 has moved 6, rare one, and Grandelius played e6, Magnus E played a4 now, and limiting b5, knight c6, Magnus captured, knight c6, bc6, queen g3 now, hitting d6 and limiting the f8 bishop, bishop b7, bishop e2, bishop e7, bishop f4, threatening again on d6 and pressing to push e5, and Neil played e5, bishop e3, castle shot, king h8. Nice recovery, king safety, as queen is eyeing on g7, and bishop a6 idea is coming. a5 for Magnus, and limiting the a pawn, black. Knight to d7, tried to open the f file. Now rook f to d1, f5, you must take it. Now d5 for Niels. There is f5 is not taken yet, so there is threat for fork, and Magnus must remove one piece, and knight a4, and now d4, attacking the bishop on e3, bishop d2, saving the pawn on a5, c5, and expanding the black light bishop diagonal, queen h3, saving f5. Now bishop to g5, bishop into g5, queen g5, and attacking f5 pawn. Magnus rook back to e1 now, and now bishop on e4, attacking the c2 pawn, bishop trading Magnus, bishop into f5, bishop into f5, rook into f5. Now knight to b6, he must capture, double attack, and bc6, a b6, f6, a6, queen back to d3, centralized queen, and attacking the a6 pawn. Grandelius attack the b pawn. Now rook on a6 and rook f6, both rook attacking the dangerous pawn. Now g3 by Magnus, rook f2, b6, rook b6, rook b6. Now f4, and you cannot take as rook on e8 checkmate. But Grandelius was in time pressure, so there is a move he missed. You can take on f4 if you play this move. Now the queen must remove from the square, from the diagonal. So now you take, then capture with f4. There is no checkmate now. So Grandelius missed that shot. Okay, back to the position f4, and here Niels played queen to d8. Now this is the winning a pawn, and Carlsen is secured his win with an extra pawn. So Grandelius tries to attack the king here, rook and queen, but Magnus make his king safe on f2. Now rook back to b8, and queen trade on queen f3, but Grandelius tries to attack on queen b7, queen a7, and now Magnus saved his rook at playing queen d5, queen a1, so now queen e5, attacking the rook on rook, and black must save his rook, play queen b2. Now another threat of taking on a6 by rook c, playing rook c6, queen a7, and again checkmate trade on g7, rook back, must back to g8. Carlsen played king f g2. Now queen b4 to create a check on d2. Carlsen checks, playing queen e4, king a8, rook attacks on d7, the d4 pawn. Now check on d2, queen d2, king a3, queen d1, trying to give checks, more checks, queen d1. Now rook on b7, maybe trying to challenge the queens. Now check, queen h4, h5, and king g2. Now rook on c8, but you cannot do anything. Now f5 is played, Magnus. Now hitting the pawn, but now this Magnus is not giving the chance. So rook into rook, and queen into rook check, and king a7, and now back to save the pawn on c2, strong pawn, and creating a check, discovered check. So king back, and now again check on e8, and king a7, and queen g6 check. Now king d8. Now creating an imbalance, or and saving the pawn. Must save pawn, c2 pawn, but only check is available. One check, then king, queen e2 and king f h3, and check on e6. Now king h4, so capture on g f6. So and queen h6, king g8, queen g6 check, king f8. Now f g4, and there is checkmate threat now. So pawn to push to h3, king f7, king e7, queen challenge on f5, queen e3 for creating a check, maybe perpetual check. But there is a nice sacrifice as the g pawn is f pawn is going to capture, and g pawn is going to be promoted. Nil capture this pawn, and now king on g6, king move for to Grandelius, and now king captures f6, and no more check for, but queen e3 again, and pawn promotion to g5. Now check on queen e7 check, king g6, queen e8 check, king g7, king check, queen check on e7, and now king g8, and there is only one check available. So but if you check now, there will be this queen challenge and queen faces, so you must capture. See you again in another instant game. Tata Masters 2021. Keep subscribe my channel, please keep engaged.